We are hearing Bhagavad Gita. We finished second chapter, and yesterday we started these questions and answers. So it is not necessary for all devotees to very minutely study, to have like very minute shastric knowledge. It is not necessary for everyone according to their nature, but for some it is necessary if Gurudev sees like that and someone has such nature, more Brahminical, and if he is a preacher to such kind of people, then he needs. So I will not go much into detail, just I will, after each chapter, I will read the questions so that we can little think about, but will not go so deep into answers and this. First question was, what is meant by frailties of heart? What arguments were put forward by Arjuna under that pretense, and what lessons are learned therefrom? You remember, he said, then everything will be ruined and we will not be happy. All this he told. Second, what are the characteristic traits of a Pandit as mentioned by Shri Krishna in Arjuna Gita as well as in Uddhava Gita? Let me see what is the which one is meant? Maybe that here. Yes. Who is a Pandit? One who is truly wise, lament neither for the living nor for the dead, because he knows they are all eternal. He's a Pandit. Third question, what are the arguments put forward in Gita chapter 2 in regard to the eternity of a jiva? What is the distinction between body, mind and soul? That it cannot be cut, moist, and it is eternal, and when body is slain, she is not slain, all this. Fourth question, what is meant by single-minded, pure intelligence? What has Gita said about those whose actions are fruitive and diversified? Single-minded, pure intelligence means Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, one who is one-pointedly devoted to Krishna, but those who are fruitive, their intelligence is scattered into many places. Fifth question, does the Veda, which deals with karma kanda, fruitive actions, have as its object that which has the three gunas? Yes. Sixth question, why are the it's not seen, debarred from reaping the fruits of their actions? It is some typing mistake is here. It is not clear what is meant. So let me see. 47 verse. Why are the, I don't know what is, debarred from reaping the fruits of their actions? 47. I don't know. It is not visible here. Who are debarred from reaping the fruits of their actions? Seventh question, what are the four questions of Arjuna to Shri Krishna and what is the reply? He asked those who are Sthita Pragya or realized souls, how do they walk, how do they talk, how do they sit, what do they do? And Krishna was answering. Question 8, what are the distinctive characteristics of a self-controlled and a worldly-minded person. What is day for one is night for another, and vice versa, that topic. And ninth question, what is meant by Brahmistiti? Attainment of eternal state. Then it was mentioned that when you are engaged in the service of Krishna, that is eternal state. Then chapter 3, Karma Yoga, or the principle of action. Summary: everyone is born for a life of activity, but actions done for the pleasure of Vishnu, the Supreme Lord, and without any selfish motive, do not tie a person down to the world. No karma is necessary for one who is self-contented and self-controlled, but it is necessary for those who have not been able to keep their passions in check, in which case action must be done without selfish end. Those who are not pure in heart, for them this process is there to act according to Varna, Ashram and Dharma without any attachment for the fruit, so that you will purify your heart and you will come to this platform, self-contented and self-controlled. When the soul is deluded by egoism, he regards himself as the agent of the actions done through the influence of the three qualities of Maya, and misled by these qualities, he forms an attachment for the fruits of his actions. But when one dedicates all the actions to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord without seeking any fruit thereof, he attains perfection. This is known as Nishkama Karma Yoga. Without desire, Karma Yoga means to do. Gurudev said, karmi is very rare in this world. It is not so easy to find one karmi. Karmi means one who is acting according to Vedas, as per Varna, Ashram and Dharma. He said, such person is also very rare. Mostly people, they are doing vikarma, sinful activities, and akarma, no activity, means avoiding those duties which they would have to do, they are not doing. So karma is very rare. But such a state of, sometimes some are saying, oh, they are karmis. But that is in another sense. Like in the sense of they're working to enjoy the fruits. In that sense, karmis. These are devotees and they are karmis. Like ordinary people are all karmis. They are working to enjoy the fruits. But that is not actual meaning of karmi in the sense of Vedic. They are following Vedic injunctions, following Varna Ashram, doing duty as a Kshatriya or Brahmin according to Vedas. That is karmi. And some are, we heard, there are three, Nitya karma, daily karma, then occasional karma, and Kamya karma, for some desires. So those who can give up Kamya karma, they are, that is with some desire, they are not Nishkama karma yogi, but with Kama. But if one is not attached, then that will be Nishkama karma yoga, and that will purify one's heart. But such a state of mind is not attainable by ordinary persons who are under the influence of their sensuous appetites. Sense percepts are not by themselves bad, but love and hatred for them are the greatest impediments towards the realization of the self and of Godhead, and this love and hatred must be controlled by Yukta Vairagya, which consists in adjusting everything and person to the service of the Supreme Lord without any selfish motive. Raga and Dvesh, attachment and disgust. That you are, with enjoying spirit, you are having attachment or that thing. This one has to give up through this process of Yukta Vairagya. Our desires materialize through the senses, but mind is superior to senses. Superior to mind is buddhi or will. Here it is translated as will. Sometimes it is as intelligence. Superior to buddhi is the soul, and superior to the soul is Paramatma. Knowing the soul to be superior to buddhi, one should check one's mind with the aid of pure intelligence and kill all desires with the sword of transcendental knowledge. Kama, born of Rajas, is the most dangerous and subtle enemy of mankind. To get rid of this formidable foe, one should be well equipped with the transcendental knowledge of one's own self, Godhead and Maya, and their interrelationship, means Sambandha Gyan. One needs Sambandha Gyan and also Abhideya devotion, then one can rid himself of this karma. Free will is the most precious gift of God granted to the jiva. The best use of this free gift enables the jiva to overcome karma, while its abuse hurls him down into the abyss of infernal region, hell, inferno. Sometime in the beginning of Gurudev's preaching in English, he would always use the word hell. But later on, in later years, he would use this word also, inferno, and or both, inferno or hell. In conclusion, the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna exhorts Arjuna to conform to his swadharma, his own nature, here meant this kshatriya nature, inasmuch as swadharma, though ill done, is better than paradharma, though well performed. And it is better to die in the performance of swadharma than to live a life of paradharma, which is very dangerous in the long run. Swadharma means my own nature. According to gunas, I may be kshatriya, vaishya, shudra or brahmin. So even if someone does not perfectly execute his own duties, but he should try to do according to his own swadharma. One who is kshatriya should not try to do duties of brahmin. That would be paradharma. Paradharma means nature of someone else. So it is better to try to do according to your duties, though it may not be fully perfect, but you are trying, than to perform some other duties which are not ordained for me, although you may do it very good, but it is not proper. It is better to die in the performance of swadharma, your own duty, than to live a life of paradharma, some other duty, which is very dangerous in the long run. Gurudev told in relation to that, Narad Goswami, once Narad wanted to see Maya. He requested Krishna, I heard there is some Maya and the jivas, they are suffering due to that Maya, so I want to experience that. Then Krishna said, how? Why you want to experience that? And how you will experience? You are rescuing all from Maya by chanting my name. Why you want to experience? He said, no, I want to experience. I want to feel how it is. And he was very stubborn, Narad. Then Krishna thought, how I can show Maya to my devotee. And Narad said, if I'm your devotee, then you please show me your Maya. Then Krishna was thinking how to show a devotee Maya is very difficult. So first they became like a Brahmins, both Krishna and Narad, and they were going and they came into house of one Vaishya and Krishna and he served them, and then Krishna blessed him, may your wealth increase. That is blessing for Vaishya because that is his desire by nature. By nature, the desire of Vaishya is to have more and more wealth. So Krishna blessed, may you have more wealth. Then they went further to one Brahmin's house and he also served nice, but Krishna cursed him. May all your wealth and everything be destroyed. Then Narad was surprised. Why? Both served us well. Same. And he's Brahmin, why Krishna is cursing him? Then Krishna told him, because he's a Brahmin, but he's working on the field, agriculture. That is not his duty. He should not do this. That is the duty of Vaishyas. Brahmins are having other duties. So according to one's nature, everyone has to do their own duty, then everyone will be benefited with cooperation. That is very scientific. So if one deviates, it is not good for him and also not for others. So that is prohibited. In devotional service also it is same. According to the necessity of service of Radha Krishna and according to one's own capacity, one has to be engaged by the Guru or in Golok Vrindavan by that leader. Everyone has to do their own seva. Like you heard many times, Gurudev, he was in math and Parang Gurudev engaged him in writing letters on his dictation, but Gurudev thought, I'm not doing any service, everyone doing service. So he once went to kitchen to cut vegetables and Parang Gurudev saw him and he did not approve. No, this is not your seva. In case you will cut your fingers, then who will write my letters? And some others. So according to the guidance of Guru, we have to be engaged in different kinds of services for common goal, for in cooperation for the service. Someone will cook, someone will do collections, someone will preach. Not all are also able to preach nicely. Not all are able to, like someone will be cleaning or like this. Everyone has to do according to necessity and nature. So here also Krishna cursed that Brahmin and told him, means he told to Narad, because of this, I know he's not doing his duty. Then Narad and Krishna was thinking how I can show Maya. Then they came to one lake and it's very pure water. Then Narad said, let us take bath. Then Krishna said, you can take bath, I will not take, you take bath. Then Narad went there and took bath, and that time Krishna, he forgot Krishna, and he became a girl in the middle of one ocean, drowning, and now he lost remembrance of Krishna. So he did not call Krishna, you please save me. He just called, someone please save me, someone please save me. He was in forgetfulness of Krishna and as a girl. Then one king came with the boat and he rescued her and they became attracted, and she was now indebted also to him, and he married her and they had 50 children. And Narad in the form of queen was very busy whole day and night to bring up those children, no time for Krishna. Even that pujari from that temple in the kingdom of Krishna's temple, he came many times to Narad. Now there will be Janmashtami, there will be big festival, so you please come to attend that festival of Krishna's birthday, Janmashtami. But Narad, now in the form of queen, he said, no, I have no time. I have so many things to do. I have no time. You can take some money, that is okay, I can give you how much you want, but I have no time to attend even Janmashtami, no time. So then they were 50 sons and they grew up. Then marriage was done for them, and king also divided his kingdom to 50 places for these 50 sons. But there it is mentioned by Vyasadeva. Gurudev said, I'm not saying, Vyasadeva wrote, that such is the nature of ladies, conditioned souls. They start to make problem. They said to their husband, my dear husband, you got less land than that your brother. You should get more. It is not good. Then that husband said, no, what is the problem? Father, he divided, maybe some less, some more, but no problem. What is then? I said, no, you have to get. And they were pushing all the time. And they are attached and attracted, so to fulfill their desire, then they start to fight each other for this land. And for mutual fighting, all 50 were killed in mutual fighting. Then Narad, queen, he was crying in separation grief. And he was speaking ill of God. You are so cruel, God. You are so cruel. You did this. Why? And she was crying, I don't want to live, and so much separation grief and everything. Then Krishna came in the form of one Brahmin and said, what happened? Then Narad, to Krishna also, he told his whole heart that this is very bad what happened. God is so cruel. Then Krishna said, what is there? Now you cannot get them back, so you tolerate. But I can do Shraddha for them on your behalf. I can do, if you will do, that Shraddha ceremony for deceased sons. But first you have to take bath before doing that puja. In our Calcutta mat also you will see. I was staying in that guest house, one who is doing Shraddha ceremony, he has to take bath and new dhoti and that thing, and some are shaving heads also. So I saw some of those, they take bath in our bathroom, mat's bathroom. Some already come from house and it is like that, but some are knowing maybe on the road something, and the car is also not pure and like this. So they take bath there in our bathroom, and then they take fresh cloth, dhoti, new dhoti, and then they do there in there. So here Krishna said you will have to take bath. So then Narad took bath and again came out as Narad. But he could remember what he was experiencing, and he saw Krishna in front of him. And Krishna said, Narad, what happened? Then Narad said, oh, I'm ashamed to say. Then he started to speak. I became a girl. I was crying for help. Then king helped me. I married him. Then children were born, 50. And I was doing all effort I did. I never attended Janmashtami even. I had no time. And then they were all killed. And I was feeling so much separation, grief, and crying. And I criticized you, that you were cruel. What I saw this, Naradas. Then Krishna said, this is my Maya. So you want to see again? No, I don't want to see again. So this is Maya. It is dream-like. But we are like in dream, we are suffering. When we are dreaming, we are suffering, though it is dream. Only when you wake up, you can see it was false or temporary, some experience. So like that, Jiva, conditioned Jiva, when in forgetfulness of Krishna, then she will experience all this. Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidevika, birth, death, old age, disease, all these problems, everything, due to forgetfulness of Krishna. All the time suffering. Some enjoyment, temporary, and suffering, and nothing permanent, and all this. But when one, by the grace of pure devotee, he will become Krishna conscious, aware of Krishna, he will remember Krishna, then this Maya will be removed. And he will have no more suffering, nothing. And he will have eternal relations with Krishna and with all in relation to Krishna. That is healthy life. So here, Krishna is playing the pastime of awakening Arjuna, and Arjuna is playing the pastime of being awakened by Krishna. It is meant for us sleeping souls that we should be awakened by the grace of Krishna, here acting as bona fide guru and Arjuna as disciple. So chapter 3, Arjuna Uvach, Jayasi chet karma naste mata buddhir janardana tat kim karmani ghoremam niyo jayasi keshava. Arjuna said, O Janardan, O Keshava, if in thy opinion devotional intelligence is superior to action, why dost thou then engage me in this dreadful deed? Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me tat ekam vada nishchitya yena shreyoham apnuyam. Oh, sorry, I forgot to read the explanation to the first verse. Arjuna asked, O Janardan means tormentor of his own men by his own Maya. O Keshava, meaning controller of Brahma and Shiva. If thou deemest that single-minded, definite, unmixed, pure intelligence based on devotion is superior to karma, why then dost thou prompt me to be engaged in this dreadful deed of blood, this fighting? Then second verse, meseems. Oh, this is a word I don't know. Meseems. Do are perplexing my sense with words which appear to me to be ambiguous. I cannot understand, like contradictory. It could be understood like this, ambiguous, not very clearly understood what is what. Therefore, do advise me definitely only one of them, by following which I may secure good. I don't know what is this word. Seems. 1 second. MESEEMS. I never saw. Explanation. Thy words of advice seem ambiguous and perplexing to me, owing to my limited intelligence. Do thou tell me, therefore, definitely the only path which is essentially good for me. Meseems. Impersonal verb. It means it seems to me. Arjuna said. It is archaic word, very old word. It seems to me. So Arjuna was saying, Krishna, it seems to me you are like confusing me with this contradictory. So then further in explanation, in one place prominence has been given to Bhakti Yoga, pure devotion, attainable only by the grace of genuine devotees. Elsewhere to Karma Yoga, that is to say, socio-religious duties ordained by the scriptures without seeking for fruits. From this, I, means Arjuna, have understood that sattvic duty is superior to rajas one, and that sattvic gyan or knowledge, though sattvic in character, is superior to sattvic duty. But Bhakti Yoga is superior to all this. If thou deemest me unfit for Bhakti Yoga, be thou pleased to instruct me in such sattvika gyan or intelligence as will enable me to throw off the yoke of worldly bondage. Nishkama Karma Yoga seems to me better than fruitive action. Tell me therefore, O Krishna, what is essentially beneficial for me. Then next verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvach. Lokesmin vivida nishta pura prokta mayana ugha. Jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. The Supreme Lord said, O sinless Arjuna, there are two kinds of faith in this world, previously mentioned by me. The followers of Sankhya Yoga have faith in the path of knowledge, and the yogins in the path of unselfish action. Yogins here means karma yogis. So according to one's natural inclination, as we find also in Bhagavatam, those who want non-eternal benefits, they are eligible for karma yoga. Those who want emancipation, they are eligible for jnana yoga. Path for eternal. But those who have awakened faith in Krishna, they are eligible for bhakti yoga. So here, explanation, the Blessed Lord said, O sinless one, what I have said in the previous chapter does not mean that the two processes of Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga can independently lead one to moksha or a realization of self and of Godhead. Jnana Yoga, intended for the Jnanis, is not the only path of deliverance. But there is another path called Karma Yoga, equally good for the karmis. There is absolutely no other path than Bhakti Yoga for the attainment of moksha. But there are two other ascending processes for the attainment of that end. The process followed by those who are pure-minded is known as Jnana Yoga. They have nishtha or faith in Sankhya Jnana Yoga, or the principle of discrimination. This is eternal, this is non-eternal. They do not rely on Karma Yoga nishtha to purify their heart. They believe that Sankhya Jnana Yoga nishtha will ultimately lead them to the attainment of moksha. Those who are worldly minded at first have recourse to Nishkama Karma Yoga, or the principle of desireless action, consecrate the fruits of their actions to the Supreme Lord, gradually realize Sankhya Jnana Yoga, and ultimately attain moksha by following the cult of bhakti. Like in Raya Ramananda Samvad, Mahaprabhu was asking Raya Ramananda what is the ultimate goal and what is the process. So first, Raya Ramananda said, ultimate goal is to satisfy Vishnu. And that can be done by following Varna Ashram Dharma. And he gave scriptural evidence. So that is Nishkama Karma to be done. Then when one, through such action, purifies his heart, then discrimination will come. This is eternal, this is non-eternal. Then he is eligible for Gyan. But Mahaprabhu rejected Gyan also as external or as step. Then Jnana mixed with Bhakti, also Mahaprabhu said that is also external. But when he came to pure Bhakti, Jnana Shunya Bhakti, then Mahaprabhu said, yes, this is good. That verse is coming. You have to hear Harikatha from pure devotee and follow his instruction for the service of Krishna. So Gurudev said that here Mahaprabhu's teaching starts. Though other processes, they are not absolutely wrong or not, Mahaprabhu did not say this, but he only made the difference that what he came to give and what is that by gradual procedure. So what Mahaprabhu came to give can be directly also attained by Sadhu Sangha. And Mahaprabhu gave Sadhu Sangha, but that does not mean that they are wrong, those processes. They are for gradual steps to gradually attain. So one can also come to Bhakti Yoga through those steps, or directly by coming in contact with pure devotee and awakening that inclination to serve Krishna. In fact, there is but one path, Krishna is telling. In fact, there is but one path leading to the spiritual realization of self and of Godhead, and that is Bhakti Yoga. Those who follow the ascending process to attain moksha stick either to Jnana Yoga or to Karma Yoga. But those who follow the descending process to attain moksha know fully well that Bhakti Yoga is the only path to attain the realization of one's own real self and of Godhead. You need to receive the mercy. That is descending path. Ascending means by your own effort you are trying to reach But also there is some devotion there because they are regulating themselves according to Shastra. And Shastra is Krishna. So some devotion is there, and that devotion will help you to progress so that ultimately you can accept that service of Krishna. Na karmanam anarambhan naishkarmyam purushošnute na cha sanyasanateva siddhim samadhi gacchati. A person does not attain the stage of true knowledge by the non-performance of action, as laid down in the scripture, nor does he reach the final goal by renouncing them. Nahi kaschit khanamapi jatu tishtati akarma krit karyate hi avashah karma sarvah prakriti jair gunai. Oh, sorry, I missed because it is on another page. Explanation to the previous verse. The stage of nishkama karma, or desireless action with its fruit dedicated to the Supreme Lord, and that of sannyas, or renouncing action with a desire for true knowledge, cannot be achieved without conforming to the socio-religious duties enjoined by the scriptures. Dereliction of spiritual ordinances renders the heart impure, and an impure heart is debarred from attaining moksha, or a realization of the highest end. So without performing this nishkama karma, one cannot attain true knowledge because he has to purify his heart. So if one gives up those actions, renounces them, then that will make one's heart impure, and in impure heart one is not able to attain moksha. The stage of vendettas, renouncing, yes. One cannot attain the stage of sannyas when one can renounce action. Karma cannot be attained, meaning Gurudev explained in that Raya Ramananda. First, one will have to do karma according to his varna and ashram. And ego will be, I am Kshatriya, I am Brahmin, I am this. So Triguna. But when one will attain purity of heart, then one can renounce karma in the sense that he will not do karma with this wrong ego, with material ego. So that will not be karma anymore. Krishna will explain. Karma means when you are doing with this ego. But when you are doing these same activities without false ego, that will be gyan, but still one will do these things, but with different mood, different understanding, different consciousness. But he will not renounce the actions, but the false ego of doer. But if one does not go step by step, he does not purify his heart by performing that varna, ashram, and dharma properly, then he will never come to the platform of sannyas, wherein he can renounce actions, means renounce karma in the sense of giving up false ego, to get true knowledge, means eternal knowledge, spiritual knowledge. So it is important that one has to do according to one's eligibility for gradual procedure. So Krishna wants to say there is only one way, but it is according to different eligibilities, and they are all coming. Next verse, no one can remain inactive even for a moment. Everyone is forced by the qualities of Maya to perform works. Explanation. None can remain actionless or inactive even for a moment. Ignoring the codified injunctions of the scriptures, men of impure heart and imperfect understanding perform their secular duties forced on them by the three qualities of Maya, the deluding potency of the Supreme Lord. They should not, therefore, ignore such duties as are enjoined on them in order to sweep the dirt off their heart. So, by nature we are doing actions. We are forced by Maya to do actions. So, no one can desist from not doing anything. So, it is better to do according to scriptural injunctions, those duties. Because by that, one can purify his heart. But by not following that, one will anyway do those things. He will be forced to do, but he will not get this result of purification of heart. Karmendriyani samyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyarthan vimudhatma mityachara sauchate. The person of a deluded mind who, having restrained the organs of action, broods over in mind the objects of enjoyment is called a hypocrite. He is thinking of. Outwardly he restrained the organs of action, but inside he's thinking of that object of enjoyment, so such a person is called hypocrite. So Krishna is making a case here that one should not try to renounce those actions as enjoined by Shastra, because by that you will get purification. But if you try to renounce when you are with impure heart, still you will think about that, and that will be hypocrisy. Explanation. What good is there for a man of impure heart to bridle the reins of his organs of action? To hold them, reins, like horses. He who seemingly controls his working organs but sits really brooding over, means thinking over, here more old English, brooding over the phenomenal world by way of pretended meditation is called a vain hypocrite. Tomorrow we will hear further what Krishna will teach him, how he should act. Here in Gita, gradual procedure is shown, how